Hello friends, welcome to today's video. What is this? Welcome to today's video. I am doing another what I eat and how I'm exercising in a day while in lockdown. That sounds extreme. Well, I am mostly home by myself during the day, or entirely home by myself, but sometimes I go out and exercise as well. This video, I feel like I say this at the start of all of them, but I am currently following the WeightWatchers mywwblue plan. I've been on it for about 1.5 years. Previously it was Freestyle, but that's the one that I follow. I have not weighed myself in a while partly because I know my weight is up. And I worry a little bit about what that will do for my sort of mental state. When I am filming this, what I eat in a day, it is Monday. I have set my weigh-in day for Wednesday. So my plan is to stay on track today and Tuesday, weigh myself on Wednesday, sort of use that as like a flag in the ground, you know, not make myself feel guilty for anything I've done before in terms of gaining weight, overeating while I've been socially isolated, and then just move forward from there on plan. That is the idea. And then continuing making these videos because they really do help keep me on track. So today I have a little bit of a plan set for the day, although I appear to be under points, which isn't a big thing. Like, I'm not so under that I wouldn't get a blue dot for today. And also I overate quite a bit yesterday, so I don't mind if I am a little under points today. I am currently having my coffee. I'm not super hungry in the morning, so I tend to drink a couple big cups of coffee with sweetener and 2% milk. So I track that for about 2 points for the milk. This is my second one for the day, but it's in my big honkin' Dr. Who mug, which is like 2 full cups worth of coffee. So 2 of these is definitely enough for the day. I think I'm gonna have for lunch my usual like yogurt with protein powder and I think maybe some apple chopped up into it. I'm gonna try to have that between like 1 and 2 p.m. That tends to be around when I'm hungry, because my plan is when I finish work, and I point over there because my desk is there and I'm working from home right now. When I finish work at about 4 p.m. that I'm going to go out for a run. If you watch my last What I Eat in a Day video, which was from Saturday, so 2 days ago, yes, I completed a 5K run for the first time in my entire life. And talking to a friend of mine who is sort of helping me train and navigate a little bit, my next goals are to be able to run 5K in 33 minutes. Which means building up a bit of speed, because my first time doing it, I was just over 36 minutes. And then separate from that goal is to be able to run for 45 minutes straight. So those are my next 2 goals, but I think what I'm gonna do today is go out and run like 3K and try to do it where I'm getting like a lower average time per minute. Maybe I'll just see how I'm doing when I'm out there, but that is the plan. And then for dinner, I'm gonna be doing one of my HelloFresh meals. I will show that to you guys later when we get to it. But yeah, the coffee for 2 points, and then I will show you my lunch when I get around to having it. I also feel like now is a point, and I just want to mention this again and also mention a resource, another video. I'm finding I need to be very kind to myself, very forgiving with myself, and I often find it's a hard time finding a balance between being so totally off plan that I am like forgiving myself every day for going off plan, and actually being, I don't want to say hard enough on myself, but have the discipline to get back on track again. I have said in so many of my videos over and over again that you just need to get right back at it. I do find that over the last month, it's been my most being off plan. And I do find that frustrating. So I just keep trying to like rejig and find a way to get back at it, because I know the one thing that won't help is giving up. At least if I have 6 bad days, I don't want to say bad, but like 6 off-plan days and then 1 on-plan day, that's still 1 more on-plan day than if I gave up on it entirely. I do find that I have a hard time not having the check-in at an actual like meeting, I find that having that discipline of going and doing that is really what makes the program work for me. It's a lot easier to, like, I have been not tracking more consistently than I have over the last year and a half because I think of not having that in-person check-in. But I'm going to follow my own advice, keep getting back at it again, and hopefully be a good example of that. So that is the plan. I will see you guys again soon. Hey guys, so it is 2 o'clock and I wanted to sit down and show you my lunch, but before I did that, I realized I didn't actually finish my thought from earlier. I was talking about a resource/video and I wanted to mention what that was. So I follow on YouTube and Instagram Stephanie Buttermore. She is a sort of fitness influencer, but comes at it from a very scientific approach and has had sort of an interesting food and fitness journey over the last number of years, but specifically in the last year is kind of when I've been following her. She did a wonderful video about sort of approach to food while in social isolation. I don't know why that's so hard to say. I will put a link to that video down below. I really enjoyed it, and I think it also kind of mirrored what I was saying about, you know, forgiveness and kindness and getting back on track. So that really helped me out. Now, what I'm having for lunch, and this is not new, I am having some yogurt and protein powder and an apple. I actually, if it looks like there's a little less in here, because it's about 2 o'clock right now and I'd like to go out running at about 4, sometimes the protein powder and yogurt can sit a little heavy in my stomach. It is 0% plain Greek yogurt that's in here. I probably used about half a cup, and then I put in just half a scoop of this Isoflex. I'm using the chocolate peanut butter flavor. A full scoop of this is 1 point on the blue plan. I may end up having some yogurt and another half scoop of this later on, just to sort of get up to the full scoop that I put in my plan. And then the other thing I have in here is just a Granny Smith apple that's chopped up, because that will give me sort of some good carbs that I can have a couple hours before going and working out. Otherwise, I sort of don't have the energy in the tank at 4 o'clock to go out and do exercise and go for a run. So this is the plan. I'm going to see how this works with my body today in terms of how I feel when I'm out running. I find if I go out at lunch, I'm fine with just having some coffee before. Prior to everything shutting down, I used to go to my gym first thing in the morning before eating or anything and did a run. I do find my sweet spot is kind of like if I wake up, have a cup of coffee, and then go for a run at like 9 or 10 a.m. That works really well on weekends, not so well during the week. So I'm going to see how this feels and kind of keep track of my body and learn what works best for me. So that's all for now. I will see you guys a little later. I went out and did the run. I ran for 3 kilometers, and yet somehow that felt more difficult than running for 5 kilometers the other day. I don't know if it was just like I didn't eat so well yesterday and that was carrying over to today, or I was tired because of working all day, or what. I mean, the fact is that I did it. So that's the important thing. I planned to run 3K. I ran 3K, even if it felt like a struggle the entire time and I was like slower on average per kilometer, but that's okay. The point is that I did it. I still wasn't great with having the protein powder and apple before I went. I felt like I was kind of like burpy and just not feeling 100%. So I think I'm gonna have to like look a little bit at like the timing of when I eat before doing exercise and also what I'm eating. Maybe that's too much of like a protein hit and I just need more like, you know, just having the apple before I go. I'll see, keep playing around with it and see. So I'm going to do a few things before I make my dinner, and then I'll be back to show you my dinner and my evening snack a little later. Okay friends, this is my dinner for tonight. It is another one of my HelloFresh meals. Again, this is not sponsored. I think I mentioned that in my last video. I've just been getting these because it's kind of nice to have interesting food to look forward to. The main drawback being that they're not always points friendly. So this is spinach and toasted paneer. And while I think it's going to be delicious, I actually use half the amount of paneer that was called for in the recipe. Paneer is a Indian soft cheese, or I guess I should say like
young cheese. It's fairly firm. And it's just very high in points. So between the paneer, the little bit of oil in here, the sour cream, and the rice, this is actually a 22-point dinner. So that is significant. And again, that's with me modifying it a little bit. But I think it will be delicious, and it still fits in my points for the day.
Is it the evening since I'm in my pajamas? It is not. It is the next day, and I thought I would do a wrap up because as I left things was not necessarily how the evening ended up. And I've said before that I share on here like when I'm on plan, when I'm off plan, when things go well, when things don't go well. So I showed you the spinach and paneer curry on rice that I had. I had that for my dinner. I was then still hungry, so I ate the rest of it. So technically I would have been like at over 45 points yesterday, which isn't great, but I want to sort of talk through this a little bit. And I am sort of all in on the Weight Watchers Blue plan. I really enjoy the way it encourages me to eat protein, to focus on fruits and vegetables. But I also think in this time I need to be a little bit more flexible. I was thinking yesterday, like, okay, I finished my dinner, but I was still hungry. And if I looked at what I actually ate during the day, it was like, well, I had coffee, I had yogurt and some apple, and I had, you know, this curry dish, and that's not actually very much. So this morning I was reflecting back on yesterday and like the positives and negatives, and I'm very happy that I went for the jog that I did, even though it was difficult. I, you know, had some good protein in there, and I actually did step back and look at, you know, was this such a bad day calorie-wise? Calorie counting is very difficult for me because it sort of triggers a lot of things and it gives me all or nothing mindset. But at the same time, on days like yesterday where my mind can go like, oh, I'm at 45 points, I'm a huge like failure now, I should just eat whatever I want. It sometimes helps me step back and go, wait a minute, like points don't always correlate that well with calories and the actual nutrition your body needs if you aren't really taking advantage of those 0-point foods. I didn't have a huge amount of veggies yesterday, and I did have things like the paneer and the rice that really upped the points. So I don't really suggest necessarily you do this. I don't know, like let me know what you guys do. I know some people as they get closer to their goal start to sort of double count points and calories because sometimes you do need to sort of see what's going on there. I have MyFitnessPal on my phone. I've had it on here for years and years, and it never worked for me the way that Weight Watchers has, because it sort of, the points takes the judgment out of the calorie side of things. But it actually did help me for yesterday because I looked at my day and you know, I had the milk in my coffee, that wasn't a big deal. The yogurt and apple and whatnot at lunch was about 250 calories. And then I actually started looking at dinner because HelloFresh will give you the calories per serving, which was huge for that dinner. It was like 1,045 calories per serving. So twice that would be over 2,000 calories. But I didn't use all the oil that they asked for, and I cut out half the paneer. And by cutting out half that paneer, I cut out like 600 calories from the dish. So I actually ate about, for my dinner, my two dinners, the two servings, was about 1,460 calories, which is a lot for one meal, totally. I also chewed a bunch of gum in the evening, so I tracked that into here as well. So what I actually ended up eating yesterday was about 1,800 calories. For myself and my level of fitness, that is probably much closer to, like, I'm not gonna lose weight on that amount of calories. That's sort of like maintaining for me, but I'm also not gonna beat myself up over it because it's not like, you know, I ate 10,000 calories. I ate under 2,000 calories, which is totally healthy for an adult woman. And I normally wouldn't do that. I normally would stay in the point system. But during this time when things are a little harder to get exactly all the food that I would normally eat, I look at yesterday as a success. I exercised, I ate all the food that I ate, even though like it was more points than I would normally have. It was all good food. It was nutritious. It was like spinach and, you know, basmati rice and paneer and yogurt and apples and like tomatoes. Like it was all good what was in there. So even though it wasn't a win on the Weight Watchers MyWwblue plan, it was a win for me overall in the current experience of staying at home. I don't know if this is helpful for you or not, or if this seems really wishy-washy about Weight Watchers. I just find that I need to find the wins where I can, and so that tends to help me out. Let me know, you guys, like, do you double count? Do you find that there are days where you look and go, wait a minute, like that was a lot of points, but not actually a lot of calories, and maybe I should, you know, eat a little bit more? Or do you find you have days where you eat like a ton of 0 point stuff and you're sort of like, well, that was probably more than I should have had. Like when I eat a lot of my 0 point chili, it's full of beans. That's a lot of calories that are in there, but I don't let that bother me because I'm still on plan. This has gotten very rambly, but I feel like these videos are gonna be a little oddball while I don't have access to my usual groceries and gym and routine. Also this, like it's 10 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm just working in my PJs. Also, it is late April and that is snow on the ground outside. So I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks so much for joining me today. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments because I know it was a weird day. Oh well, I'll see you again soon. Bye.